Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, less process. For children of Israel who really love rights. So just as I and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Say Rastafari. War and crime. And do the righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away. Put time away again. Listen. Yeah. So just as I and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, but we are penalized. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all. And we love Jah, me love Jah, Rastafari, me love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ, oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with us. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not press the floor. Make up what I sing to. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta. I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You might show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, you might show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big him and show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Me never want nobody go walk and call up my name, because I never tell no none say Dr. Chang dead. Me say Dr. Chang for rest in peace. Or otherwise, you would want Dr. Chang for rest in torment. If that's how you want Dr. Chang for rest, then fine. And condolences to the JLP don't mean Dr. Chang dead neither. It just means we are sorry for the loss of Dr. Chang from political life. But on a serious note, is Dr. Chang capable of carrying out his portfolio? And if not, should the Prime Minister pack him craw with more responsibility? Should one person have so much responsibility of security over the country? Or isn't it the time now for Andrew Holness to find us a new, fresh idea when it comes to security and crime fighting, because the poor doctor is not so well? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Global TV. Thank you all for joining us. To my community of PAROTTEE and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening and welcome. Thank you all for joining us this evening. All of the globalists, all of the never tell us that Dr. Chang dead, so no one nobody go walk and call up my name. Oh, me I want to know. W. Jarvis TV, good evening. Good evening and welcome. Gloria Morris, good evening. Sharon Bernard, how you do? How you do? Welcome, Marcia Thomas. Good evening, Colleen. Good evening, Arlene Scott. Dodie Morris. No, is it? Also, Dowin Morris. Good evening. Good evening, Carlene Richards. Good evening, Barbara Simpson. Good evening, Violet Watson. Good evening, Annie Jones. Opal Watson. Good evening, Cuz to Cuz. Jamrock 8766, Carlton Barnes. Good evening and welcome, Miranda Raddock. Good evening. How are you do? Good evening. Dr. Chang not capable, Andrew. Dr. Chang not capable, but in a give we grace to see you would just chatting with Lord Jamaica. Canadian girl, how you do? The Prime Minister was just chatting violence against we. Is now in charge of the full war apparatus, both the police and the JDF. Even though the Prime Minister they run the show for a long time, Horace Strong was just there as a mannequin. So that's why it's easy to say condolences, because I mean Dr. Chang's been a mannequin for a time now, isn't it? No one really misses Dr. Chang's absence because he is always sleeping or always missing. So nobody not really miss Dr. Chang, to be honest with you. All right, Dr. Chang? Nobody not miss you. Leonard Steele Lee, how you do? Wagwan. Rose Abundance, good evening. Chang, nobody not miss you. What ungo the gang member them? Possibly the gang member them. But when it come to we never used to say I do nothing. We never used to say I do nothing. Some of them know them a walk and announce about. And Andrew Bay always do it. How much time you see Dr. Chang go call out the police them in a son and ask them how crime is doing? And always Andrew no say I do it. Some of them know the paper them I talk about. What is the paper talking about? How long now happened we seen Dr. Chang? How long now Dr. Chang sick? And I'm go sick people sleep so. Man no move, yeah. Move. I want to know how nothing to do. We no write fart on front page. I want to know what people for reading a story and write nonsense on front page. What's surprising about when last we see Dr. Chang? When last we see Dr. Chang in a public life? We don't need to send these armchair people at care home, and that we don't need to do. Open care home for the higher upper echelons. You can open a care home, call it the residence of Doodle Fetics. Open a care home and call it the residence of Doodle Fetics, because all of these people need to bail out and go put in an armchair. All of these people need to bail out and go put in an armchair. If grave no suit some of them for now. So then what the people them are frightened about Dr. Chang this, Dr. Chang that, Dr. Chang here, Dr. Chang there. So what? How much people have Dr. Chang and his guns killed? When never see one on the right, but the Dr. Chang pulling out bullet out of gangster and service. Dr. Chang buying bullet give when anyone ever write about that? Dr. Chang this, Dr. Chang. I want to move up, yeah? And go find something. No, if you do. And nothing. You don't have to do. I'm going to come out here with a nonsense about Dr. Chang this, Dr. Chang that. Who cares? I mean, look at all the people who have lost children. Counter Dr. Chang guns. Move in front of it, please. Jean Anthony, good evening. Dr. Chang this, Dr. Chang that. Angie, good evening and welcome. Michelle, good evening, good evening. Otada. Let us look at the news report for a snippet, and then we'll get back to the Prime Minister and his violence in their compound.
The Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, will be sent to a compound town in the cockpit country to repair buildings damaged by Hurricane Melissa. The deployment comes just in time for the town's annual celebrations. Details in this report.
Of a compound town's 260 homes, about 80% were severely affected by Hurricane Melissa more than a month ago. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness visited the community over the weekend and promised that engineers from the JDF will be deployed to assist with repairs in the area. He also noted that support for the rebuilding will come from other countries, including several in Africa.
I will be assigning the JDF with some of its engineering corps to assist in the restoration of roofs that can be restored, to immediately start your recovery so that you can get ready for January 6th. There are several other engineering corps that are coming in. We have offers from Ethiopia, from Ghana, from Rwanda, and several other countries have said that they would be willing to come. And as soon as those are confirmed, in terms of the date that they will come, then I will direct some of them here and to other of the districts surrounding a compound.
Dr. Holness said his visit shows that the government remains committed to supporting the area. This is despite the community's local governance structure.
There is no community for which the government of Jamaica is not responsible. There is no community in which the government of Jamaica must not be present. And there is no community that is neglected or taken for granted. The government of Jamaica, which I represent, is responsible. The government of Jamaica respects the local efforts, the local government, and the local organizations of community. There is oftentimes a view that somehow when you do things at the local level, it shows up the absence of the government. Let me be clear. The government is responsible for everything.
Dr. Holness said critics are trying to create a division between the government and the people, but that will not succeed.
The people and the government must be one, especially in times of disaster. Now, I will be the first to say, having visited here many times and participated in the celebrations here many times, the Maroon communities are an important part of the cultural heritage of Jamaica.
Anthony Atkinson, TVJ News.
Economist Joseph Scott says the
So you see how it's been reported in the mainstream media. Quite a strongman talk. Wouldn't you agree? Even though the Prime Minister is half-heartedly attempting to speak of unity, the Prime Minister still have a strongman talk if you hear him. Now let's move over to Fifth Element. I just snipped a piece out of her live this evening where she was discussing the issue. Let's listen to Fifth Element on the issue. Because I've said this before, that the confusion of the Jamaica government here is that when it comes to the issue of the Maroons, the Jamaica government is looking at it through the eyes of domestic law, which the Justice Minister and the Attorney General ought to advise the government that this is a matter of international law. This is a matter of international law. However, this current government does not understand it to be so. Or this government deliberately choose to look away from international law, as we have seen him sat in South Africa and gave the blue light, green light, any light at all to Donald Trump on Donald Trump illegal and extrajudicial killing in the Caribbean. That we will get to in a bit. But I've been calling on Venezuela for a time now to start bombing the smithereens out of Trinidad. And I don't know what Venezuela is waiting for. You should be dropping bombs on the Trinidadian Parliament and State House. What are you waiting for? Eh? I'm running out of patience with you, Venezuela. You should start bombing the smithereens out of Trinidad.
Behaves like it overrides them, but legally, in truth, the treaties existed before Jamaica itself, so Jamaica cannot override them. But let me break it.
January 6th seal is the annual Accompong Maroon celebration in the Accompong.
Down to you. The Marine treaties are older than the Jamaican government. The Maroon Treaties 1738 to 1739 were signed by the British Crown with sovereign Maroon nations before Jamaica existed as a state, before the Emergency Powers Act, and before Jamaican law. So what does this mean? It means that the Maroon Treaties are international agreements. They are not Jamaican agreements.
Which is right.
They created Maroon sovereignty before Jamaica became a country. International law, a newer state, which Jamaica is a newer state, cannot erase all treaties. A colony cannot erase a crown treaty. An act like the Emergency Powers cannot override political agreement between nations. But here is the problem, Jamaica. Me tell them so just listening up. When Jamaica became independent, or the fake independent, Jamaica did not adopt the treaties. So after 1962, Jamaica refused to recognize Maroon sovereignty. Jamaica refused to formally adopt the treaties. Jamaica pretended the treaties were colonial leftovers. Jamaica treated Maroons as citizens under Jamaican law, not as sovereign people. That is why the Jamaican government talked down to the Maroons, called them non-entities, dismissed their chiefs, defy ancestral land claims, and send police to their borders. And this is why your question is very important and what you're talking about, because you see the Emergency Powers Act, it gives the Governor General and the Prime Minister the ability to override all Jamaican laws, to suspend rights, to enter the land, to use military force, to take property, to restrict movement. The government claims this applies to citizens, communities, indigenous groups, and Maroons. That's what they're claiming in their mind. So in the government mind, this is what they're saying. But when we declare emergency, all of Jamaica falls under our authority. That's what they say. But here is the truth, Jamaica. The truth the government hides. The Emergency Powers Act cannot override a treaty that created a pre-existing nation. International law is greater than local law. Treaty law is greater than emergency law. First Nations are greater than colonial government. But the Jamaican government pretends they have that power because we've given it to them, Jamaica.
Which is right.
Does Jamaica have the right to override Maroon land? Legally, no. Not under treaty law, not under international norms, not under ancestral inheritance. Maroons have sovereign land, sovereign governance, sovereign law, treaty protection, and the treaty states that Maroons are a separate political community. They own specific territories, they govern their internal affairs. A treaty is higher than a domestic act. So yes, but what do our government do? They forcefully override it repeatedly. The government acts like Maroon land is Jamaica land. They act as if Maroon people are Jamaican citizens only. They act as if the government permission is needed for Maroon activities, and they act like Jamaican law supersedes treaty term. This is political domination. It is not legal truth. Okay? Native indigenous rights. Who that makes much noise in my background? Hold on. Native indigenous rights. Jamaica has Taino descendants, Maroon descendants. On a mute on the mic. First Nation identity, pre-colonial heritage. Under international law, indigenous nations cannot be overridden by a government through domestic legislation. This means that Jamaica, I wanna give up on the right. Jamaica, I wanna give the government them the power. That's what I've been trying to tell them. We have to unite and take it back. Indigenous nations, which we are, me just read them out now. We are Taino descendants, Jamaica. We are Maroon descendants, Jamaica. We are First Nation identity. We are pre-colonial heritage. Under international laws, indigenous nations cannot be overridden by a government through the.
Do they understand it to be so? Or are they deliberately, the government we're talking about, misinterpreting it in order for their land and resources theft? Because wholly power of legal minds understand it to be so. The government, which is clouded by many legal minds, none of them don't understand it to be so. We have never had any other government who is in an open conflict with the Maroon community as this government has done. It's time for us to unite Jamaica. We have given up our power. A tyrannical dictator and a narcissist have taken advantage of our skylarking behavior. Andrew Holness is taking advantage of our skylarking. Andrew Holness have stepped in where he sees the vacuum of lack of the revolutionary spirit. He has stepped in to abuse that gap that he's seen opening up. And if we don't close that gap, Andrew Holness is going to continue his strongman behavior until all of us has been subdued. That's why it's incumbent upon us to stand up against the tyranny of this government. This government have an agenda. This government is beefing up its behavior. I don't know why we're not beefing up ours. We're not even uniting fast enough. Some of us out here, it's like we're crying in the wilderness and no one is hearing us. It's like you're waiting for the accident to happen to start picking up bodies. Why not try to avoid the accident? Is what we are doing on a daily basis. Trying to avoid the accident. Trying to avoid us ended up back in slavery, which we are on the direction at the moment. If we continue on this journey, if we continue to make Andrew Holness take more and more power, or to militarize the country, or become a strongman in the country. Because to say, when it come to point gun in our face and bully we, Andrew know well how to deploy the JDF all over the country. And out of almost 8,000 JDF, the Prime Minister could have only deployed 2,000 when 6-7 parish was ravished by the hurricane. The Prime Minister only see it necessary to deploy 2,000, just over 2,000 JDF personnel. And when you deploy them for paint gun in our face, when you deploy them for paint gun in our face, there's so much of them. When you short of them, when you come to curfew, when you come to roadblock, when you come to Zozo, when you come to SOE, we not short of them because that time they are at their element. When it come to abusing citizens and kick down citizens and gun butt citizens and paint gun in a citizen's face, at that they ain't trained for. But when it come to the actual calamity of what Melissa turned out to be, the whole are not incompetent. The whole are not remember how to slide down rope anymore. The whole are not remember to walk with sniffing dog anymore. But yet still, the Prime Minister think to say, him for bad way up and get away with it. Or him for bad way up and we fi just stand silent so. Silent so. The Prime Minister sat down in Johannesburg and gave Donald Trump the green light to go on bombing. Even when Donald Trump, very close ally, like Canada, Europe, UK, and all of them people there.
Prior to the hurricane.
This particular piece of madness is a violation of international law. It's extrajudicial killing. Listen to your Prime Minister.
Where both arguments and perspectives should meet.
Prime Minister, I just want to finish on one point. Of course, the U.S. president is not here, but we have seen increased tensions in your region between the U.S. and Venezuela, very close to Jamaica. How do you assess the situation at this point? What are some of the risks that you see here?
You know, we always maintain that the Caribbean is a zone of peace, and we want to ensure that it is a zone of peace. Any action that challenges that or changes that view would have or could have devastating impact on tourism, which is...
Tourism, he said. Tourism, not devastating impact on lives, on our economy, and tourism.
The major foreign exchange earner for most countries in the Caribbean. Having said that, however, there must be consideration for countries in the region for rising crime, rising transshipment, and drugs. So
there must be consideration given to countries in the region for rising crime and rising drugs transshipment. There is a thing called, Prime Minister, domestic law. Law where you control your ocean borders around your country. That's your remit, Prime Minister, of fighting drugs and weapons transshipment. To go outside of your border, Prime Minister, where international law is concerned. To go outside of your borders and start fighting crime without evidence, Prime Minister, especially when it becomes a pretext for invasion and regime change, Prime Minister, in a country, a particular regime, Prime Minister, of socialism, which the American Republican and capitalism always seeks to undermine. Listen to your leader.
Is need to tackle this business of drugs, transshipment, and rising crime linked to these operations in the region. So whatever is being done should be done with consideration for the economy of the region, safety and respect for the sovereignty of the people. But Jamaica does support actions against drug cartels and
Jamaica does support action against drug cartel. Given, Prime Minister, that Donald Trump has gone out of his border to fight crime, Donald Trump is using that same pretext, Prime Minister, as invasion, encroachment, and regime change of a country, a sovereign nation, Prime Minister. No mention of the United Nations, no mention of international law. Why don't you then, if you support Donald Trump crime fighting, why don't you advise Donald Trump to take a resolution to the United Nations Security Council, Prime Minister? So there's something they normally trash out. So you don't get the right for military force or whatever. But you all don't have an argument in international law in relation to the narrative. The narrative and the pretext of the Americans. Because remember when they sat in the council and they told us Saddam Hussein could attack them in 45 minutes. And that with chemical weapons, they told us, remember? And that paved the way for a destructive war, an illegal war, Prime Minister. And can you believe, Jamaica, your Prime Minister is given a green light to one, extrajudicial killing in the region where he chairs the community. The Prime Minister is also giving green light for an unprovoked illegal attack by the Americans on a sovereign country. Venezuela is about to be invaded by the Americans. We hope the North Koreans has possible given Venezuela nuclear weapon. We know that the Chinese and the Russians have given the Venezuelans many arms to stand in this war with the Americans. We hope the Venezuelans start bombing the Trinidadians. Don't take no Venezuela, not take no prisoner. Sink whatever American ship you can. Preemptive strike Venezuela. Because when Donald Trump ordered that the airspace over Venezuela be closed, it's imminent war. It means anything Venezuela put in the air, the Americans will shoot it down. This, Jamaica, is what your Prime Minister is supporting, what your Prime Minister has given green light to. Have your Prime Minister given the Americans a green light to put a U.S. base back at Vernon Field? It's a question that we must ask the government.
Other actors that create crime and violence in our country.
Have you spoken to any U.S. officials about that?
We're always constantly in dialogue.
Yes, Raymond, for me, I see Trinidad and Tobago as fair games, bombing the smithereens out of them. Because them a poke their nose in a where they don't belong. So, knock shit out of them if you can. I would advise Venezuela to do. You can't beat Donald Trump, mash up Trinidad.
Are now protesting Texas, and Donald Trump continues their Caribbean killing spree. This is amassing the attention of people in the Caribbean and those who live in North America, Canada, and parts of Europe. So the latest coming in, Panamanians from the Republic of Panama, where they have the Panama Canal, are now protesting and are demanding to know the amount of troops that are down, U.S. troops that are in Panama. Now, if we could backtrack a little bit and go back, we remember when the Trump administration took office, they demanded and stated that they want to take back the Panama Canal and put it under U.S. control. Ever since that statement by Donald Trump, they have met resistance from local citizens in Panama who have been protesting since then and are still protesting now. No, the latest protests in the Republic of Panama are Panamanians who are demanding to know how many tanks the U.S. have on the ground, how many warplanes they have stationed around Panama. They need answers from their government in Panama. You get what I'm saying? So as we all know, Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth as
Jamaica people, only no care the Dickens were going in our country, you know. Soul of Peace, how you do? Lynette Jenkins, Wagwan. Prudence Allen, Norman, how you do? Jamaica people, Errol Reed. Alone, don't give a Dickens. We are going in our country. Alone, government can't take on a country and go on like I'm living room. You never know? And the government can't try. People are always alert. People are protect them asset. People are protect them community. We alone. In other leke lifestyle, yeah, we alone. Government can't play a game with. We alone. Government can't take with money and do anything. Government can't beat we. No, man. How we turn so soft? And then we so bad when we that road. Hey, on a Jamaican dirty boy we want haul up on your pants. Careful when you see me on road and talk to me, you know, come with disrespect, you know. Me with disrespect, you know, because I'm a coward. We don't go have chance for woman and Batman. Other than woman and Batman, you don't want nothing. Zilch. When the boy was on a bad boy and toughest and gangster, a woman and Batman alone on a chance for kind of things that we weak. But this one one mess on a pan road kind of fussy.
are now protesting. Hegseth and Donald Trump continues their Caribbean killing spree. This is amassing the attention of people in the Caribbean and those who live in North America, Canada, and parts of Europe. So the latest coming in, Panamanians from the Republic of Panama, where they have the Panama Canal, are now protesting and are demanding to know the amount of troops that are down, U.S. troops that are in Panama. Now, if we could backtrack a little bit and go back, we remember when the Trump administration took office, they demanded and stated that they want to take back the Panama Canal and put it under U.S. control. Ever since that statement by Donald Trump, they have met resistance from local citizens in Panama who have been protesting since then and are still protesting now. No, the latest protests in the Republic of Panama are Panamanians who are demanding to know how many tanks the U.S. have on the ground, how many warplanes they have stationed around Panama. They need answers from their government in Panama. You get what I'm saying? So as we all know, Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth has vowed and doubled down on their efforts to continue to kill in the Caribbean, to now where we're seeing where it's becoming a very legal issue now, where a lot of legal experts are talking about this issue, and there are talks of congressional inquiries into this matter. Okay, there is also sources reporting that when they strike the boats, if they do have survivors who are still on those boats, orders are being given to kill them all, like that. You know what I'm saying? So double tap, kill them all. These things are coming out. Everything is coming out in the open, and it's garnered the attention of world leaders globally, in Europe, all over the world, Southeast Asia, and they're now condemning the United States for killing people innocently in cases where they have no proof of these citizens or people on boats doing any type of wrongdoing whatsoever, okay, or having any type of drugs, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Now, the next thing coming in is that the reports are saying now that Donald Trump has ordered the airspace, people to avoid the airspace over Venezuela, which this is telling you something. If they set up satellites in Trinidad and Tobago, they're bombarding the Caribbean, they're killing people on boats. Over 80 people have died so far, over 20 strikes. You understand what I'm saying? So you'll see where this is going. And like I said in previous videos, and I think some people got to hear from the horse's mouth to believe what's going on for real. So now that Trump has said to clear the airspaces over Venezuela, now you understand what I meant in the first video when I tell you that these things will affect tourism. You understand what I'm saying? So if Trump is saying to clear the airspace over Venezuela, of course, pretty soon he's going to say avoid certain shipping routes. It's coming down the pipeline. Okay, we know these things. Okay, it's coming. Clear the airspace. Pretty soon he's going to say avoid certain shipping routes. And there goes your tourism. Same thing applies to the airspace. Now, these planes cannot fly in certain parts, so they're going to use more fuel and probably refuse to go to certain destinations within the Caribbean. You understand what I'm saying? Because what's happening in the Caribbean is that Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, the MAGA administration, is waging a war in the Caribbean, and it's happening in all parts of the Caribbean. And the Caribbean people, you need to wake up and realize what's happening. It's happening right in front of you. And I guess it takes some people to stop getting paid through tourism or tourists for them to realize what's going on and get up, say something, and do something about what's happening in regards to the United States military buildup within the Caribbean. You understand? So the Panamanians, stay strong, and I hope you get answers from your government, okay, about the amount of United States military troops that's down there in Panama. And it's really, they're seeing a buildup. They're seeing more frequent movement of troops and, you know, different military equipments. So that has sparked the overall protests that's happening in Panama, okay? We're going to keep following these stories, okay? So stay tuned. It's Big Muscle. Next video. Peace. Hegseth.
Only Jamaicans asleep, you know. Only Jamaicans' eyes are closed, wide open, shut. Only Jamaicans are going through this world with wide open, shut eyes.
I want to just indicate that
everybody are focused on the government with unity. Everybody can topple them government with unity. We in a two separate lane. One side a beat JLP, one side a beat PNP, one side a protect JLP, one side a protect PNP. And Jamaica just stand up in the middle and shrink so. Jamaica just stand up in the middle and shrink way. The more we turn up on a war over JLP, the private investors and the loan shark them from the international banks and companies and rich people, they just are come in and cut off peace. You don't see how Jamaica shrink? You don't see how Jamaica shrink? Because we turn up a quarrel over labor right and PNP. While they see we distracted, then come and then cut off peace, and then gone with it. See the amount we hold this clear here now, till we hold it a walk and tell the world, say, come along, fruit tree can shake. See? says the Prime Minister. Fruit tree can shake, come along. A ungu will walk through this world with wide shut, open shut eye.
I want to just indicate that in terms of this area of water-borne and foodborne illnesses and vector-related risks, that we have been managing the leptospirosis out.
Then say within rights and Congo now daytime for provocate with peace. Dr. Tufton. Tufton with the DR title. There's something within rights and Congo now for provocate with. I can't even read it good enough.
Break declared last week, or our epidemiologist is here and she can comment more on this. But I want to just indicate that our discussion or narrative around this particular issue is intended to provide the necessary advisory to protect Jamaicans and to heighten the levels of alertness. We are mindful that that can easily be understood as panic, and we would like to discourage that.
In understanding, Lynette Jenkins, in the understanding because of the World Health Organization write the speech I send down Kongi them. And it look like World Health Organization wait till the incident up online, then send the email Kongi them. So they not even have time to practice the lie where they send Kongi them to tell we.
Sometimes the headlines does project a sense of the need to panic. This is not what our intentions are. We're also mindful that we are a country that has an obligation.
Well, remember during COVID, every TV station you turn to and every radio station you turn to is the one script you heard. Nobody was reporting a different story because everybody had to follow the lead of the World Health Organization. Dr. Tufton have him epidemiologist sit alongside of him. Are them people that send down the epidemiologists? But what I would advise the United Nations and the World Health Organization to do is to send the speech ahead of time so they can read and understand what they are going to try to say to it, so they can convince themselves before they try to convince. Okay? Trying to convince himself in a public while trying to convince it's not a good look.
To both the local population, but also importantly in a big tourism space, we also have an obligation to our visiting visitors and tourism interests. I just want to say that we are working very closely with the tourism sector. We have discerned no great risk in terms of the facilities that cater to tourists, whether it's the hotels, which themselves are doing some rehabilitation as we speak.
Me no want cuss. And me not go cuss. But Jamaican, me advise on a same thing. You see, if you don't want somebody look about on the rights in our country, you see, if you don't want somebody care about honor in our country, it look like you don't have to go claim on tourism heritage or no investor heritage, because barring tourists and investor, you know. Barring tourists and investor, they don't care about nobody. Did you hear what I said? Barring tourists and investor, they don't care about nobody. So if you don't want somebody to look about to the rights and care about to the rights in the country, not going to have to claim on a tourist heritage on investor heritage, barring that nobody not looking in a direction. So me I want on the fan now. If you don't want nobody look in a direction, not to claim on a tourist heritage or on investor heritage, because I'm going in two group there. Our government catered to.
Big tourism space, we also have an obligation to our visiting visitors and tourism interests. I just want to say that we are working very closely with the tourism sector. We have discerned no great risk in terms of the facilities that cater to tourists, whether it's the hotels, which themselves are doing some rehabilitation as we speak because of the impact of the hurricane. And we work closely with them, as well as the certified attractions that cater to tours and visitors. We work closely with those entities too. And there is a certification process that is required and that is given in conjunction with health. And so
Dr. Tufton is saying to you, tourists people, I don't know if you don't have sense or I'm a fool. Dr. Tufton is saying to you, say leptospirosis, no hotel and no nothing go over there. Leptospirosis, no tour bus, and enough go in there. Leptospirosis, no the site them where tourists would normally go, and leptospirosis don't. Dr. Tufton said, "Oh no, tourists, I'm not done there." Dr. Tufton want bitch know that the little Christmas money. Dr. Leptos, tourist people, Evelyn, when you come here, Dr. Tufton want bitch know out of the little tourist money. Dr. Tufton say once you bathe and put on the foreign clothes and in the rental car and speak with a foreign accent, leptospirosis now go trouble you. Leptospirosis we know say you're a foreigner, so it is a safe environment for you. So leptospirosis won't buy. So Dr. Tufton say no foreigner. Tourists. Where Dr. Tufton want to make up in Christmas rubbings because Judge Holy Hole are not grudge Babsy. Can you say a million Babsy make fair retirement? Babsy, you can't go on now still. Babsy, you can't go on now. Your craft full out of the disaster. Babsy must have said, all right now, wellness thing me an idiot. And him and Tufton alone take everything. I hope people share up everybody in their own little Robin can at this time, you know. Because remember, in a COVID, a Tufton, Andrew dominate the thiefing. This time the thiefing share up. Me don't know if you don't know what they say. All right. Here, Andrew. You don't know say whatever come and add them belong to me. Pernell, you, Darrell, and Desmond, and Dana, and what's him call it? The one of their neck on our shoulder, Kamina Johnson Civet. When meet the plane and the ship them, take off phone things, put one side, pack on a bag, put one side, and enrich on yourself out of cargo. In say Floyd Green, backside, and you go rich again. Remember Floyd Green, how you there pop champagne pan them in a COVID. And no, Floyd Green, I go pop champagne pan them. Fiona Beswick. Or we can call her for short, Big Titty Fifi. Pernell Charles have the food bag. A Pernell Charles had the shopping bag, you know. A Pernell Charles have the shopping bag. So you see how the thief in sheer up one open big people. Nesta, and you get the contract them. When it come to Nesta and what do you hear the little one we born now by your name? Little foreign boy. Matthew Samuda. You see how the thief in sheer up? Special project. Land and tag. You see how the thief in sheer up. Hope a land the thief and sheer up, you know. Bobby Montague. Special project. The big investor, them are coming, come buy off with land. What the thief in one name down a Petro Jam? Wheatley. Jesus Christ, the thief in sheer up. So, hey, Jamaica. We have to go sharp with machete, you know, because we don't have no justice system to deal with this. We have to go wheel machete through the country. So when they estimate this thing to tantamount a billion in US dollars, so when everybody enrich themselves and run off, they will go tell us Pamela Monroe Ellis a liar than PMP. Pamela Monroe Ellis a liar than Pamela Monroe Ellis a PNP. And a lie there and Jackson Miller there tell I never saw the report say. We know the story, them will come already, you know. I don't think we never pay attention at school. We know what we're going to come with. So when we not thief off the money, after we not lend the Japanese people them, the 150 million, the whole of our insurance money we tax pay, we not take up the whole of that. Lend foreign company. Foreign company we turn up on with neck. Foreign company we turn up on with neck forever and a suck with bone dry. We still take up with insurance money lend them in a whole of pop down country. In a big hole of pop down country, you know. Big hole of pop down country. We take with money and lend give them. Take with money lend them. And we they are pop down now and can't even buy food. We have to buckle up in a line and a grab and a struggle in a line, make it irritate the Prime Minister all the way from foreign. Can you irritate him till he go South Africa? So if one don't want to claim on the tourist heritage, on investor heritage in a Jamaica, so somebody can care about Uno. Because if you not invest in tourism, nobody not see you. Nobody not see if you not invest in tourism in this country.
I want to just indicate that in terms of this area of waterborne and foodborne illnesses and vector-related risks, that we have been managing the leptospirosis outbreak declared last week, or our epidemiologist is here and she can comment more on this. But I want to just indicate that our discussion or narrative around this particular issue is intended to provide the necessary advisory to protect Jamaicans and to heighten the levels of alertness. We are mindful that that can easily be understood as panic, and we would like to discourage that. And sometimes the headlines does project a sense of the need to panic. This is not what our intentions are. We're also mindful that we are a country that has an obligation to both the local population, but also, importantly, in a big tourism.
Beat and teach how you do welcome, you know, the internet and everything I got zigzag. How you do, wagwan. I've been a talk how the wagwan. Dr. Leptos.
Space. We also have an obligation to our visiting visitors and tourism interests. I just want to say that we are working very closely with the tourism sector. We have discerned no great risk in terms of the facilities that cater to tourists, whether it's the hotels, which themselves are doing some rehabilitation as we speak because of the impact of the hurricane. And we work closely with them, as well as the certified attractions that cater to tours and visitors.
We need to have a word with these rats. We need to have a word with these rats when I go where tourists go. We need to have a word with these rats. We only come with distressful people and poor people there.
we work closely with those entities too. And there is a certification process that is required and that is given in conjunction with health. And so, we are not giving an advisory to discourage tourism or visitors. We are just placing all on alert and are particularly focused on the vulnerable communities. Those communities, of course, we have identified and where we are collaborating in terms of our operations, NSWMA and others, as part of the cleanup of solid waste and, of course, treating with water to avoid or minimize the risk of waterborne diseases, including leptospirosis. So I just want to make that clear, and we will continue to work with the relevant stakeholders, including the tourism interests, to ensure that visitors are safe when they visit our shores.
Jamaicans, let us look at things realistically. For especially the last 5 years or more, or the last 10 years of Andrew Holness government, we have been suffering from a backlog of solid waste collection, rubbish collection, or whatever you want to call them. Given that look like Melissa take up things from everywhere in the Caribbean, can't come pitch pan we. Jamaica people, if we not do it ourselves, we have to go do what we can do ourselves. Because nobody not care. The government is only reviving back tourists. The government are revive back the private sector because they want to boost on the economy. The government don't care about the communities that are being ravished. The government don't care about a community like mine, which brings a lot into the Jamaica economy. No. You have to claim your tourist heritage. And that's all the thing there. But we, the people of Jamaica, has given up our rights. We, the people of Jamaica, has given up our rights to these family. Because Jamaica is run by a family. And then again, every day, they dunce Jamaica and them sit down and talk about democracy, democracy, democracy. Something that most of them were talking about can't even explain. Because they don't understand what democracy is. Because Marlene Mallahu Fort is calling, because it look like they can't bother wait for sue with the defamation. Marlene Mallahu Fort is calling for libel. You have two limbs of defamation, libel and slander. Marlene Mallahu Fort is calling for libel to become once again a criminal offense. And this is the dictatorship move, because Marlene Mallahu Fort is a loyalist of the government. So rather than sue us, if they get the opportunity to change that, rather than suing us, they can just tell us that we are tell lie and they can arrest we without any proof, you see. Whereas if it stays at the civil stage as it is, they will have to prove that we are lying. Even though the balance of burden of proof would still be on them in a criminal matter. The issue is they can create the evidence they want. Be careful, Jamaica, how our country is moving, how our country is being militarized and familiarized. Horace Chang, it's plain for all of us to see that Horace Chang does not have capacity to continue his job. The older we say and know say, Horace Chang don't have the capacity to continue? Why should we allow Andrew Holness to grab more office and power for himself in this country? Jamaica, we go sorry, you see. Because when we wake up late, we're going to be too far gone. We're going sorry, you see. Jamaica, we are going to be sorry, you see. And open are going to look back on the warning. Bona get, You remember Glenn Grant said 2 men's grind in the middle and one will be left behind? One will be taken and the other will be left behind. Which of them will you be? Because Wholeness is grinding the mill at the moment.
Very carefully. This is not politics. This is survival. This is about the future of our island, Jamaica. I am going to break down exactly what the Prime Minister just said at the G20 summit in South Africa. Yes, that's where he's at, Jamaica, in South Africa. Because what he presented there in South Africa was not leadership, Jamaica. It was submission. And I am going to break it down without no illusions. The Prime Minister stood in front of the G20, the 20 most powerful nations on earth, Jamaica. The same ones controlling the global banking system, the same ones shaping climate policy, the same ones holding the world's debt. And the Prime Minister opened his statement by saying, Jamaica is a success story. We sacrificed. We followed the rules. We maintained discipline. We stabilized our debt. And we reformed our economy. Jamaica, did you hear what I just said? He walked into the room like a student reporting to the headmaster. He did not walk in as a sovereign leader. He walked in as someone proving. He said, we obeyed, we complied. Now please treat us good. But he did not stop there. He used Hurricane Melissa like a tool. He said Hurricane Melissa devastated Jamaica and disrupted our development, destroyed our progress. And so now, Melissa will negatively affect our debt trajectory. So Hurricane Melissa became the reason, the excuse, and the justification. Melissa is now the currency they will use to tighten the climate agenda. But hold on, Jamaica did not just magically appear in a hurricane belt in 2025. We have always been in a hurricane belt. Storms are not new, disaster is not new. But Jamaica, the timing is what's strange. The way Hurricane Melissa moved is what's strange. The fact that the PM used Melissa as the spearhead at the G20 speech is what's strange. Because instead of talking about things like evacuation failures, delayed response, no preparedness system, no food security plans, no national shelter upgrades, he used Melissa to sell Jamaica as a victim. Not to defend us, but to justify new climate financing. And that Jamaica comes with new rules. Now, what did the PM actually ask the G20? Listen, Jamaica, because this is where it gets dangerous. He asks for IMF climate financing, resilience loans, blended finance structure, thematic bonds, risk insurance models, new global frameworks, loss and damage rules. Do you understand what that means, Jamaica? It means more debt wrap up in a climate language. It means more foreign oversight, wrap up in resilient talk. It means more global rules controlling our policies, wrapped up in support for vulnerable nations. He did not ask for sovereignty. He did not ask for reparations. He did not ask for true independence, Jamaica. He asked for money with strings attached. He asked for a system that tracks us. He asked for climate-based agreements that turns Jamaica into a case study, a laboratory. And here's the part he think we will not notice. The PM said at the G20, we must preserve the IMF resilience and sustainability. Trust. Do you know what that is, Jamaica? It is a climate loan system that comes with the following: conditions, reforms, monitoring and data control, and of course, oversight of national decisions. It is not free money, Jamaica. It is not reparations, Jamaica. It is not justice. It is climate debt. And it is disguised as help. It is a leash, Jamaica. It is a collar. And small islands are being lined up one by one to wear it. So here is what the PM did not say at the G20. He did not mention oil drilling off the coast of Jamaica. He did not mention seabed extraction. He did not mention mining deals. He did not mention foreign companies controlling our natural resources. He did not mention the Thunderball oil block. He did not mention the fault lines or the methane risk. He did not mention the environmental danger. Nor did he mention the people still suffering with no lights, no water, and no food after Melissa. He did not mention the communities that are abandoned, the evacuation failures, the destruction, Jamaica, that was predictable. He did not mention the reason Jamaica remains vulnerable: foreign contracts and a government that does not build local resilience. He did not speak with the fire of a leader defending the land. He spoke with the tone of a man selling Jamaica as a climate vulnerable investment opportunity. Did you hear me, Jamaica? He sold us as a climate vulnerable investment opportunity. You see the real meaning of that G20 speech, Jamaica? I'm a wanting of to hear me loud. Your Prime Minister just positioned Jamaica as the model student of the IMF, a compliant partner to the global powers, a climate vulnerable asset ready for investment, a country willing to adopt global rules, a nation seeking more climate debt, a small island waiting on big brothers to rescue us. This is not sovereignty. This is not independence. And Jamaica, this is not leadership. This is submission disguised as diplomacy. Ask yourself, why is Jamaica aligned so fast with global climate finances right after Melissa? Right after rising oil exploration activity? Right after mining expansion? Right after seabed surveying? Right after foreign companies circling our waters? Right after the constant traveling of our Prime Minister to these climate finance and investment summits? And now Jamaica, the G20. Something Jamaica has never been invited to before. Why now? Why the timing? Why the alignment? Because Jamaica is being lined up to be the prototype. Yes, the prototype nation for climate financing experiments, resilience loan models, new climate triggered debt instruments, and global climate governance. Jamaica, wake up. This is bigger than politics. This is bigger than one party. This is about the future of the land beneath our feet. Jamaica is being treated like a climate lab, a financial test site, a resource zone, a vulnerability case study, and soon an energy hub without the Jamaican people owning a single drop. If we don't wake up now, Jamaica, if you don't start questioning now, if you don't start paying attention to the pattern, you will wake up and realize finally that Jamaica was sold, not lost, signed away, not stolen, and given up, not taken. Hurricane Melody did not make option, obedience, foreign contract, and silence did. And now vulnerability is used to sign Jamaica into deeper systems that only benefit the global powers. Jamaica, wake up now.
Jamaica, wake up now. Now, on here, you know, I regularly speak of the three freedoms. I'm mad me, I'm mad out. Let the Prime Minister irritate some of you. We should at least be happy to see the Prime Minister in quite a crazy looking fashion, which represents who he really is, if you would want to say. I regularly speaks of the three freedoms on here because the Prime Minister, and I'm going to explain them a bit further to you tonight. The Prime Minister said we are an independent people, said the Prime Minister. In order to become an independent people or a nation, there are three main freedoms that you're meant to achieve before you can say you're an independent nation. And you have one, political freedom. Two, economic freedom. You can call it freedom or justice. Economic justice, political justice, and social justice. The three justices that you must achieve before you become an independent nation. Now, what does political justice looks like? Especially for a post-colonial country. Political justice is making your domestic political decision as well as your international, multilateral, and bilateral partnership without the influence of a third party, whether it be a third party government or a third party investor. That is political freedom. You're making political decisions without outside influences, without other people's money or policy involved in the decision you're making. That's what political justice looks like. And then when it comes to economic justice, that goes right back to your resources. How your resources are used to develop or elevate your economy. How your how the people benefit from the economy. That also includes land distribution, because without land you have no power. With land, you can build, you can cultivate, you can operate businesses such a forth. Economic justice, you must achieve that. And then when it comes to social justice, the social justice is linked back to your economy. How has the resources of your economy is used to implement the services that provide us all the infrastructure like you need, like good health care, good education, good road, good energy system, and all of that. So all of that is linked back to your economy as well. And then all of that as well is also linked back to political decisions. So all of these chief justices are intertwined, and it takes political will to drive these justices forward. Now, what the prime minister did when the prime minister went to the G20 and said all those brouhaha, the prime minister's action, though, what it does, given the bended knees and outstretched hand approach that the prime minister deployed on the world stage, begging, borrowing, and all of that. What the prime minister has done, in effect, is given up more of our sovereignty, if we did have any, quote, sovereignty, if we did have any. He's given up more of that because the loans that the prime minister take will come with policy where that lacks political justice, because somebody who lend us the money or somebody who sponsor us is going to tell us what decision to make, and thereby that will hamper our economic justice because we can't make the proper development to bring poor people up the ladder. And thereby, because that money is being told to invest here rather than there, it is also an encumbrance on our social justice. You get it now? Have you got it? It's not hard to work out. The all of them intertwined. That's why I tell you, so the world is a spider web. Everything is linked in one another. The prime minister has given up more because your children and grandchildren and great grandchildren and great 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 grandchildren will be paying off all of these debt that the prime minister walk on Chetoti and for. All of them money with the prime minister walk on Chetoti and a beg and borrow. Plus the prime minister got thief it and it now got invest in a way for going. You know that burden fall back to us. That burden fall back to your children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren to pay off that bill, so we will never become economically independent because we're always going to be paying off debt. Meanwhile, our resources are being sucked out from under our feet: oil, gold, silver mine, sand, and the rest of it. And you're still bloody well sleeping, you fools. Still don't asleep, waiting for either Jesus Christ or government. You're all waiting for God or government to intervene. Sit down and go on. Sit down. Yeah, man, sit down. God and government will get round to you here. God or government will get round to you. Just sit down and wait. You think God and government not have nothing to do? You think God now government now have nothing to do that everything you sit down and wait on God and government. And you say God and government have other priority. But you feel so you're faithful. No, you're faithful, you know. Yeah, man, you're faithful. Yes, there was a minor earthquake in St. Elizabeth yesterday morning, 2:24 Jamaica time. It was a minor tremor, but let me get back to the information. We need to replay this information we played from the Fifth Element last night in relation to these earthquake and all that. No, I'm in the wrong slot. Am I in the right slot? Hold on there. Is this the right video? I'm looking for the one with the earthquake. I think this. Sorry, globalist. Maybe just want to make sure I have the right video in queue. Bear with. Bear with. Bear with.
Not a coincidence. Across the eastern part of Jamaica, across the western part of Jamaica, across the north and the south, from St. Thomas, Portland to St. Mary, Kingston to Clarendon, Westmoreland to Andover, Jamaicans are reporting the exact same sign. And I'm here to tell you that this is not imagination. It is real. If you are seeing red ants swarming in your house, especially at nights, if you are smelling a foul, rotten egg scent, if your tiles are cracking and your floors are shifting, your walls vibrating and your water suddenly turns cloudy, then gets clear, then goes back cloudy, then gets clear. Animals are acting very strange, and sometimes you feel dizzy or nauseous and getting headaches with no explanation. Jamaica, I want you to pay attention. You're not crazy. This is the ground talking. Ants don't run from nothing. Ants don't swarm for no reason. Ants don't invade everybody all at once. Unless something under the earth is moving. Understand that animals sense pressure before human being does. Ants feel that vibration long before an earthquake hits. Gas pockets leak sulfur, and sulfur Jamaica smell like rotten eggs. Talk about cloudy water. You see pressure shifts in the ground. It forces dirt, methane, and sediments into pipes. Cracking tiles, that's also ground pressure. You see, when the crust shifts just a little, your house, it tells the story first. And these signs that I mentioned above are all happening across Jamaica in different parishes at the same time. Jamaica, this is not random. Jamaica, the earth is talking. Are you listening? Hurricane Melissa just tear up pieces of our seabed. Yes, Jamaica, we just had strange waves, strange tides, and strange after effects. We just had strange multiple tremors, small tremors across our island. And most of these tremors are not reported publicly, Jamaica. Jamaica understand that pressure builds quietly. The earth does not send WhatsApp messages, it sends signs. And I'm not here to scare anyone. I just want us to be prepared. So I need to know if this is happening in your community. I need to know all the households and what parishes you are in that are experiencing this. We need to know how far across Jamaica this pattern is building. Because if it turns out to be all across Jamaica, then Jamaica, the earth beneath us, is shifting. So I need every Jamaican that live in Jamaica to comment the following below. What parish are you in? Are you seeing red ants in your house, especially at night? Any bad smells? Any tiles cracking? Is the water cloudy on occasion and clear then cloudy again? Any dizziness, headache, or nausea? And when did it start? Because if the same pattern is happening in St. Thomas, St. Mary, Westmoreland, Clarendon, all across Jamaica, and it's happening at the same time, Jamaica, this is a national alert. Because we will know that it's not an isolated problem. Jamaica, may I ask you, it's not time to ignore nature. It's definitely not time to act as if everything is normal. This is the time to share, report, unite, and prepare. So drop your location in the comments. Drop the signs that you are experiencing in the comments. Because if you're seeing things that are unusual, Jamaica, it's time to talk up. Understand that the earth is sending us messages. And if we do not talk to each other, nobody in Jamaica will connect the dots them. Jamaica, please do not ignore the signs. We are definitely in this together. So let's stay alert, let's stay aware, and let's protect each other. So comment the signs that you are seeing and the parish. So if you're seeing red ants coming up, especially at night, if you're having a foul, rotten egg smell, if you're getting headaches, nausea, dizziness, if your water goes cloudy on and off, if your tile is cracking, if you see your wall is shifting, please comment it below and tell me your parish, Jamaica. We have to take care of each other. Nobody now going to take care of it. We have to do it ourselves. Nobody's coming to save us. So comment it in the comments below and what parish you're in, because if a lot of different parishes are experiencing the same thing, it means that the earth is shifting underneath us and we need to get ready, Jamaica. Comment, this is serious.
Unite, said Marcus Garvey, or perish. It is our duty as Jamaicans to tear down the wholeness regime. The direction we have noticed that it is taking us, it's not where we want to go. And it is for us to chart our direction as a people, not for a family or one man to say where the entire country should go. And that's why it's incumbent upon us as Jamaicans to rise to the occasion. It is our time now as a people to show the respect and the solidarity to the struggle of our ancestors. Unite tonight, Jamaica, or perish. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Join us tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program. Thank you and good night from Global TV.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just try and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari. War and crime. And do the righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Save all people. And we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just a try and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari. War and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.